To some, this is the most wonderful time of the year. To others, this time of year really either starts or fuels your online shopping addiction. With tomorrow being Prime Day, does that mean that it's a great time to buy into Amazon stock? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. My name is Matt, and as I mentioned in the intro, today we're going to talk about Amazon Prime Day and how that's going to affect their stock price, as well as what their competitors are doing, and we'll also discuss how you can approach this if you're a short-term trader or a long-term investor. Now, before we get started, I just have to say, this is not financial advice. Please don't take this as financial advice. This is just for your entertainment purposes only. If you do have any questions, please find our financial advisors. I'll always be happy to help, but don't take anything I say for granted, and definitely don't make any investment decisions based on what I say. I almost had that perfectly, but I'm working on it, and I've definitely gotten faster with that disclosure. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Prime Day is an event that Amazon hosts every year where they have significant discounts on their products that they sell. Now, usually this is an exclusive event for Prime members, but they do offer some non-Prime deals just to attract the attention of people who might not already be signed up with Amazon Prime. It's a great time also if you're in the market for a big ticket item, things like a 4K TV, maybe a drone, a new camera, or even a new computer. Generally, Prime Day is a huge success for Amazon. Last year, Prime Day sales exceeded both Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales combined. They sold around 175 million items during last year's Prime Day event, and they don't specifically say how much they generated from this, but it's estimated to be around $7.9 billion in sales from their Prime Day event. Now, traditionally, this event is held in July, but for obvious reasons, it had to be moved to October this year. On top of it being in October this year as opposed to July, it's also just a little bit more than a month away from Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So how will that ultimately affect the stock price? So how has Prime Day historically affected the share price for Amazon? And I found this graph here from Investopedia that I'll pull up and we can take a look at this together because I think this helps give a visual representation for the effects of it. So the one with Prime Day is the one that you'll see on the far right. And as we can see here, generally this has the biggest impact on their share price the first 2 weeks following Prime Day. But as we can see, when you look about a month after Prime Day takes place, then the effects or the share price actually takes a little bit of a dip, meaning that it is something that has a very short-term effect on the share price itself, but isn't something that really affects the share price over the long run. Now, using this graph and the dates that they use and taking into consideration historically when Prime Day takes place, it usually lines up to where the share price goes up, but actually right before they report earnings, the share price tends to go back down, which is a little bit strange of a trend to see. But basically what that means is if you're a short-term investor, Prime Day could offer a really good opportunity for you to turn a quick profit. But it won't have the same impact for long-term investors because, as I mentioned, the share price does tend to go back down about a month after Prime Day. Nothing significant, and in theory it should be higher than it was before Prime Day. But if you're a long-term investor, then Prime Day doesn't have as significant of an impact as it would for the short-term investors. Now, Prime Day has also gotten the interest of some of Amazon's competitors. Last year, Target rolled out Target Deal Days, which took place at the same exact time as Prime Day. And they're doing the same thing again this year. So starting tomorrow and going until Wednesday, Target will also be having their deals going on, which is the same time frame as Amazon. While I'm sure this does ultimately have some form of an impact on how much Amazon generates in sales, I don't think it'll have necessarily a huge impact given that Target did this last year and Amazon was still able to report record number sales for Prime Day. So again, I'm sure it plays some kind of factor, might actually be for the better, but more on that later. Now, this year though, Walmart is also trying to get in the fight and they are also having their savings event. What makes Walmart's savings event different though is theirs is actually going on all of this week. So it started today and it goes through Friday. So they're trying to have an advantage by extending the amount of time people will have to access these deals. But it's not just those three companies that have deals going on. Many other retailers are trying to join this party and are also hosting some deal events this week. Some names to give an example would be Best Buy, Home Depot, and Bed Bath & Beyond. So as I said, competition is going to be fierce this year, But in a way, this might actually help Amazon. Earlier this year, when quarantine really started, Amazon did have some issues when it came to their fulfillment of orders. Overall, the high demand brought out Amazon's true colors, as they were just no longer able to keep up with the amount of demand for their online shipping. Now, since that's all taken place, Jeff and friends have hired more people to help with the fulfillment of the orders, as well as have improved their logistics systems to make sure that they are better prepared for this event. Now, I do believe it was very smart of Amazon to hold off on their Prime Day event until they were able to get those kinks worked out, because if they did this in July, I ultimately think it would have been a failure for them, because they probably wouldn't have been able to keep up with the demand. But was moving Prime Day to about a month away from Black Friday and Cyber Monday the most ideal time to have this event? If the new infrastructure is there to help them run more efficiently and be able to keep up with the demand, then yeah, you could say that this is the best time for them to have this event. But I personally believe with all of these other stores having their big savings and sales event, this could actually end up being a blessing in disguise for Amazon. Now, I'm sure that sounds ridiculous, but it makes sense for less orders to allow Amazon to operate more efficiently. Yes, that does mean that they could lose some revenue because they're not selling as many products as they would if nobody else had their big savings events going on. But not having as many orders also allows for them to reduce the possibility of things like items or amount of items that would be returned, items not arriving, or items that arrive either severely damaged or broken or stolen. Those are all very costly events for Amazon to handle, and if the infrastructure was lacking, it could just create bigger issues. So with this new infrastructure, I think it's going to be a really good test run for them to see if they can keep up with demand, but again, using other companies to kind of help lower the amount of traffic that they'll be receiving could just be a great test run for them before Cyber Monday and Black Friday. And truthfully, I could take either side of that argument. You might say these other stores having these events is a good thing for Amazon. You could say that they are a bad thing for Amazon. And again, I think that both sides to that argument really are a good argument. So I can go either way when it comes to that part. So how should you approach Amazon stock during these events like Prime Day as well as Black Friday and Cyber Monday? Now, I just say all this bearing in mind that the stock is trading below their 52-week low. Take your own interpretation for that. Obviously, there's many other metrics for you to determine if the stock price is trading at a discount or a premium. But I do want to speak to the short-term traders first. I do see the opportunity here, as that graph I showed earlier shows, but I think that it should be treated or approached differently than it has in the past. Now, this is not my style of investing, so take all of this part with a grain of salt here, because I'm not a short-term trader. I'm very much a long-term investor. But I think from seeing where the stock price would historically peak about 2 weeks after Prime Day took place, I think that could honestly extend out to maybe more of like a 6 or 7 week time frame, because with Cyber Monday and Black Friday being, again, about 7 weeks away from today, what is today, October 12th, then it could really push out that rally, because investors might still maintain that same optimism, knowing that some other huge sales events are going to be taking place in the very near future. Where previously, again, there was about that 3-month difference in between these. Now it's only a month. Also, Prime Day does drive new customers to Amazon. Yeah, there's actually people out there that do not currently have Amazon Prime, but when they hear Prime Day going on, some people really do sign up for Amazon Prime just for Prime Day to take advantage of the deals and then cancel their membership after that. And if you're paying on a monthly basis for this membership, I think with it being a month and a half away, 7 weeks away from Cyber Monday and Black Friday, it's an added incentive for people to hold on to their Prime membership, giving them just an extra month of that $12.99 a month revenue from the people who would really only have Prime for Prime Day. Again, now they might hold on to it until the end of November, maybe even the beginning of December, just because, hey, if you've already got access to Amazon, might as well check out the deals they have for those big events as well. Now, for the long-term investor like myself, Amazon trading at over $3,000 a share can really be a hard pill to swallow sometimes, especially taking into consideration that competitors like Target are trading around $165 a share and Walmart's trading at around $144 a share. That said, and as much as I'm not a huge fan of these, fractional shares are a thing now, so you don't have to have as much upfront capital to get into a stock like Amazon. And I do believe, despite Amazon being an overvalued company from the ways that I value company, it's still a really good investment. It's not a stock that I own, but if you look at this just kind of quick chart here from Seeking Alpha, you can see historically they've always provided promising returns from their stock, which again is just a great thing to see. And Amazon now is such a huge company, and it's truly become a need to many people's lives that I just don't think it's a company that's going to go anywhere, and I also don't really think they're going to stop the momentum that they've had. Yes, I do believe with Walmart now having Walmart Plus and Target having their deals, and as well as many other people having an online presence, it's definitely going to make Amazon have to be a little bit more competitive in their approach. But again, I think Jeff Bezos is a very smart individual, and he's done a great job building this company from starting as a place to buy books online to now the Amazon that we know today that makes movies and owns Whole Foods and does the 2-day shipping and really made the 2-day shipping a huge deal. And so in some places, even same-day delivery. So Jeff is very innovative when it comes to this company, and I think overall he's always taken this company in the right direction because he's always reinvesting back into the business. Yeah, he's the richest person in the world, and maybe in his free time he likes to build giant clocks and try to go to space with balloons or something, but you can't knock the fact that the guy is a very intelligent person and knows what he's doing when it comes to running this company. So again, short-term people out there, I hope that you maybe consider taking a little bit longer term of an approach for this one, just given the time frames and that it's not happening in July, rather in August, and then following up immediately after that will be Cyber Monday and Black Friday. For the long-term investors, I wouldn't let an event like Prime Day really influence if you're going to buy this stock or not. Reason being is because this stock, again, it's trading, I think it's around $3,400 a share. So $60, $70 price swings are not as significant as they would be for a company like Walmart, who's trading around $144 a share. So even if the stock goes from $3,400, we'll call it, to $3,600, that $200, yeah, it's awesome to have, but it's going to take you $3,400 to get into the stock. So it's not that easy to be able to take advantage of these huge gains. Again, considering there's cheaper options out there, yes, you can buy the fractional shares, but if this is a company that's been on your radar, it really should be because you've looked at this for the years in the future, not because they are having a 2-day sale event, if that makes sense. So those are my thoughts there. And I mean, personally, Amazon is a very attractive investment, but it's one that I'm going to hold off on because I just think that there could be better opportunities still out there. And, I could be wrong, but overall, it could be one worth adding to your portfolio. And I'm not going to tell you yay or nay for that, but I hope this gave you a better idea as to how to approach Amazon for Prime Day, and maybe it will give you some insight so you can hopefully play your cards right when it comes to this as a stock investment. If you have any questions to me, though, about Amazon stock, leave that in the comment section down below. If there's any products that you are eyeing up for Amazon Prime Day or the Prime Day event, also leave that down below. I'm always one looking for a good deal, so if you know of one, definitely let me know about that. If you like this video, hope you consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, well, as I say all the time, it's free, so I just hope that you consider doing so. With that said, though, I'm going to wrap up here, so thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me, and I really appreciate that. Now it's time for me to let you go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.